Hello, beautiful beings. This started coming in yesterday. I'm waiting for the thought dust to settle. When I push play, when I push record, the mind, it's not too bad right now, but the mind picks up and wants to compete with what's just wanting to naturally come through. So I wait for that to settle. And then that's why I ask the ancients to do this for me, because that helps me turn my attention fully back to presence, and that obliterates thoughts. So ancients, please do this for me. This started coming in yesterday, but I was so busy at the lake house, I absolutely could not stop and record a video. They were saying that even though ascension is downright agonizing for all of us at times, there are certain beings that are waking up that it seems like they are having the most difficult trouble, because we're not shedding conditioning just from this lifetime. We are shedding conditioning from lifetimes. And specifically, they're showing me a person or people that in their last lifetime or any most recent lifetimes, they were a slave owner. And their life may reflect a little bit of that in this lifetime. So shedding a slave owner mentality can be quite brutal. They're saying that you may have even had a parent in this lifetime that resembled a slave owner. They're saying that it's very easy to judge people on this earth plane by their actions, and they should be judged by their actions a lot of times if they're incredibly destructive. However, underneath the persona is always a beautiful being, pristine, that would never ever take those actions. Somebody came in on my channel and we have been having lovely exchanges, and he said guilt and regret are, it's something like this. He said guilt and regret are two reasons why people can't get to heaven. And I said I agree 100%. But to expound on that, the ancients always love to expound on things. They're saying there's really no difference between myself and the ancients. To expound on that, heaven to me is not a place that just a certain amount of us go after we drop these physical forms. Heaven to me is where we all came from. What's breathing us and beating our hearts. It's the exact same to me as the divine, and we all go back home after we drop these physical forms, no matter how heinous our personality was in this lifetime. Some people, they're showing me, and I've learned from other guides along my path, they've shown me that when certain people that have caused so much destruction on this earth plane drop their physical form, they get cocooned. They were so unconscious, so identified with this physical form, that when they drop their physical form, they basically need rehabilitation to remember that they are a beautiful being. So karma, part of karma they're showing me is, even though those people are cocooned and rehabilitated, since they did cause so much destruction on the earth plane classroom, they need to come back and clean that up and try to do better in the next life. And they are 100% aware before they come back that that's what they are signing up for. And they're like, yeah, I can totally do that. I'll do that this time. And hopefully they'll do better. There was also a recent comment that talked about reincarnation and having to come back. And I feel that it is my inner knowing that since I have got to remember, not just know that I am a beautiful being having this human experience, I have remembered. It's my experience. I will never, and I don't feel like it's ever basically have to. I feel like we always have a choice in a way, but also there's paradoxes everywhere we go, not just on the earth plane. So I can't just make a statement like none of us have to come back. I feel that some of us have to come back. It's a part of the highest good for all that is. However, once we have remembered who we truly are, it is 100% a choice to come back. And I will come back just to help humanity. And I've asked the ancients, so since I know that I'm choosing to come back, how do I know that I'm not going to come back in a 100% unconscious family? And it took a little while to get the answer, but they showed me coming back into a family that knows, that has remembered themselves and knows that I too am awake. So I was asked several months ago now, I was in to get a colonoscopy, and nurse after nurse after nurse, and they started sending nurses to me to speak to the ancients. One of them said, why do you get to do this? And the answer that came through was, because I've been working on this for lifetimes. And so that was a moment that showed me that not only do I get to come back in the next life and not come back to really tough circumstances for learning purposes and to clean up my karma from past lives, but I get to come back and start helping people right away. They're showing me that even though we come back to clean up our karma and to evolve and to remember, I remember as a child, I just felt so much love for everybody, and this is nobody's fault. It's just automatic conditioning from unconscious beings. Like my grandmother was one of those highly unconscious people. I would say, I love your horses, and I love your flowers, and I just love everything. And she told me many times, no, you don't love animals. You only love people. And I called her sister, what was her name? I can't remember. Aunt Enid. I used to call her sweetheart. And I guess she told my grandmother, and my grandmother told me that was very disrespectful. And I didn't know what disrespectful was when I was a kid, but the way she said it was like, that was bad. Or asking my grandpa, her husband, asking him, I went to the grocery store with him once when I was little, and I asked for candy. And I got in so much trouble when I got back to their house for asking for candy. And I didn't understand that. But see, that's the gradual conditioning of children. And slowly but surely, it's the rubble piles on and we forget who we are. We're not just this pure expression of the divine coming through. But that's how it's set up to be on this earth plane, is to forget and then remember. But then but they're showing me that obviously things are evolving here on planet Earth, and so more of us coming into the earth plane are awakened. I mean, the younger generation is just, some people obviously in the younger generation are not awakened, but there are so many that are. I talk to younger people, and they basically are where I am, and they just know, and they learn very quickly, and although they have been in very tough childhoods, they they don't seem to let that hold them back. Um, it's quite fascinating talking to younger people. Our conversations are very, 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 very high vibrational, which is really, really great news for planet Earth. The planet Earth is in crisis, and so the healers are coming out in droves to do our part and to raise the vibration here on planet Earth, which means that the slave owners that exist right now and the ones that are here to clean up their karma, pay their karmic debts, they're going down. Their lives are being obliterated as they've known them, and that can bring on tremendous fear, absolute terror for them. But if you are one of those people, the deconstruction, they're saying, can feel like death every day, but it is a really good death, and we are here for you. I'm to the point where if somebody comes to me on my channel or in emails, I am not doubting what I'm picking up intuitively. I know in one of my last videos I said it would take about 30 minutes to see if I could help that person. It's much, much quicker than that. I know right away if somebody comes in and they are still in that slave owner mentality and they want to just take from me, I disengage immediately. So, and fear also can cause a person to, because fear is the mind. It's this entity. Even though the thoughts, the mind doesn't have any, it doesn't seem to have any power unless we turn our full attention to whatever thoughts are coming in. That's a paradox also, because I do feel that the mind has been fed so much by our attention that it is a dark force, but the light is always stronger. So if you feel fearful, to reach out to us, to ask questions about your life, to start talking about your life, to hold satsang with us, try to override that, because having a conversation with myself and the ancients can really help shift a person's perception. And when another veil is lifted and the shift of perception takes hold, the person is lifted more out of the darkness, and you will never have to go back to seeing through those eyes again. Even though it may feel like you're going through the same lesson over and over, it's never exactly like it was before we had the conversation. So if you are receptive and open, and not coming to us just from a personal need, and your beingness is coming through for you and helping you make contact with us and helping you hold satsang with us, then you'll be so grateful that you did. What do I get out of it? I heard somebody say that or think that. Well, what do you get out of it? I'm fulfilling my destiny on the planet. This is why I exist, is to help other beautiful beings wake up. Wake up, wake up. You're not a person. This person is just an experience. They're also saying that this life, every single day, can be incredibly difficult. So why not make that pain be productive? Is that it for now, ancients? satsangwithmamaji@gmail.com. We have so much faith in you. That's really been coming through lately. We have so much faith in you. No matter how hopeless things seem in your life right now, they're not. The reason that you're being squeezed is so you can evolve, so you can ascend. Ascension is slow. They're showing me somebody coming up from very deep depths in the water, and the ascension has to be incredibly slow, or else it could kill you. So try to relax into it. It is happening. Take naps, eat well, try to exercise if you can. Nothing too rigorous. You don't have to lift a bunch of weights or anything, but get your body moving and get outside as much as you can. We love you so much.